Hello, my name is Brian Jollymore, and I am MJKO's board chairman. During our annual general meeting, a highlight summary of our annual report is presented. This year we had recording challenges, so what you see here is a retape of that summary. During the meeting, we had several hard copies of the report available for reference. I will be mentioning a few pictures with page references. You might like to open a split screen to view the report pages when mentioned. If so, here is a QR code that would take you right there. You may choose to stop this recording and set up, or just sit back with a coffee and begin. MJKO's Annual Report 2022 Summary Highlights. What's it about? The annual report is 50 pages in length, sharing successes, testimonies, methods, outstanding accomplishments, and financial promises. This summary presents a high-level understanding of how we deliver our commitment of building community champions. Who's it for? Stakeholders, parents or guardians, wanting to see how community champions are nurtured to be all they can be. For board members, staff, and volunteers wanting to see if their oversight and guidance accomplished what the youth attending the MJKO family needed. Our path forward. 1 is an introduction. 2 is how we lead by example. 3, the evidence. 4, pretend you're a fly on the wall. 5, finances, how we leveraged our stakeholders' vision. And 6, saying goodbye to our beloved furry greeter. Introduction. MJKO is a youth charity that builds community champions using leadership training by certified coaches to promote positive, healthy lifestyle choices. We focus on the whole person's needs through 2 streams: non-contact boxing, that's recreational, and contact boxing, competitive. Both streams include rigorous physical training and mental skills training to teach participants how to cope with mental health related challenges such as aggression, trauma, anxiety, depression, grief. Students develop an appreciation for physical fitness, inclusive communities, mindfulness, healthy eating, and volunteerism. Our head coaches hold the highest level of coaching education in Canada, the Advanced Coaching Diploma. Both the Kamals are professional chartered coaches with Coaches Canada, and the club, MJKO, is a champion of the responsible coaching movement. How do we help individuals? Where do we start? Everyone is unique. We prioritize our participants' well-being by following a hierarchy of needs with 5 key components: physiological needs, safety, love and belonging, self-esteem and confidence, and self-actualization. As we review this summary, try and visualize the hierarchy of needs sequence in progress. It all starts with our participants receiving healthy food and a safe space free of charge. As we return to total capacity to ensure our staff's and student safety, we provided recertification of our experienced team and basic first aid and CPR training for new volunteers and youth. Our focus is to empower individuals and foster a sense of community. We strive to create a safe and inclusive environment where everyone can discover their true selves. Our programs are accessible to participants of all abilities and gender identification. We have all learned to be resilient in the face of the pandemic and step out of our comfort zones. It's easy to lose sight of what truly matters when we focus solely on society's definition of success. In today's world, finding and maintaining happiness can be a real challenge, especially given the declining state of mental health in Canada. We believe that everyone has gifts to share with the world. Our philosophy centers on finding what we love, following our hearts, and helping others. What's important is staying true to ourselves and our dreams. We aim to instill these values in our champions in training through our daily programs originating from South Parkdale. How we lead? By example. You may wonder why we are passionate about leading through example. No task is too menial. Our head coaches do not hesitate to wash floors, clear tables, or dispose of garbage. One day, you may run your own company. You might have to do many tasks you don't want to do. Your company will fail if you refuse to do what is required. Often you hear youth say, "What good is education? Why bother?" Our motto is train, prepare, and believe. Just because things are not positive now does not mean you can't work to change your circumstances. We demonstrate, we show, because there can be language and cultural barriers. Miranda has the highest level of certification for female boxing coach in the country. Ibrahim is in the Sports Hall of Fame as 8-time Canadian national champion. The parents see the photos in the gym. Others have heard the news interviews. MJKO's coaching ability is a powerhouse, extending a hand to those who want it. There are other excellent stories in the annual report. MJKO has been participating or partnering with the Toronto Police Service 14 Division for 13 years. We are thankful to have worked with 5 fantastic superintendents and countless amazing men and women in blue who believe in community outreach and proactive policing. Together, we have helped close the gap and built lasting friendships within the community. After 8 years of supporting the Community Police Liaison Committee as a member, Miranda Kamal was elected as the civilian co-chair this year. We are pleased to announce that Miranda and Ibrahim are Certified Coaches Canada Learning Facilitators. They impart National Coaching Certification Program, Sport-Specific, Boxing Canada, training to new coaches in Ontario. They have Level 1 instruction, Level 2 introduction to competition. This year, they conducted 7 courses, which helped over 150 new boxing coaches in the province. The American Boxing Confederation Continental Championships took place in Ecuador in March and April of 2022. It was a momentous occasion for Coach Miranda, who was proud to accompany Team Canada. We are thrilled to announce that Team Canada brought home 2 gold and 6 bronze medals, creating memories that will last a lifetime. Coach Miranda is one of the few elite-level female boxing coaches worldwide. She has faced many challenges in her trailblazing journey. The Canadian government has recently mandated sports organizations hire female coaches for all teams, as everyone can benefit from different perspectives and techniques. As representative of Canada, Boxing Ontario, MJKO, and South Parkdale community, Coach Miranda felt deeply honored to coach at the International Boxing Association World Championships held in Istanbul, that's in Turkey, in May of 2022. It was an unforgettable experience to witness 2 of our athletes receive gold and silver medals. With only 4 athletes competing against 73 nations, incredibly, Canada came in 3rd. Coach Ibrahim led Team Ontario to the Calgary Cup competition in May. Ontario, the usual powerhouse in the sport, was humbled at this competition, while athletes in Western Canada continued to compete throughout the pandemic. Ontario athletes had to stay home. British Columbia dominated the tournament. Nonetheless, Team Ontario has some outstanding athletes with excellent skills and potential. They need more exposure to further develop their skills. Thus, the reminder to our youth, even a powerhouse needs to train, prepare, and believe. Evidence. Coaching and mentoring youth is a long-haul proposition. Building character takes time and patience, not typically seen in singular annual report cycles. Success can sometimes be a bittersweet experience. Longtime MJKO family member Jimmy Zhang was hired by the Toronto Police Services and started his training at the Ontario Police College. Anna Zhang, by the way, they're not related, Anna Zhang, our second in command, was in higher demand as a supply teacher at the Toronto District School Board. Losing these two unique humans hurt. They have both contributed so much to the success of MJKO. Their success, thankfully, is what MJKO is all about. Fabrice, now known as Fast Feet, stands out as a shining MJKO example. Initially shy and reserved, Damien quickly found his footing at MJKO Boxing and even gave interviews for City TV. Over time, he took on coaching and volunteer positions, eventually becoming a part-time employee. Recently, he has participated in 4 races and impressively competed his first 10-kilometer race. Now listen to this. In less than 40 minutes, placing him in the top 4% of 4,000 runners. Now, for a longer edited story. Miranda taught me the proper method of throwing a punch, and when I hit the pads, an addicting noise came from it. I had to punch for 45 seconds straight. My arms were burning, the sweat was building on my forehead, but Miranda yelling at me, keep going. Her support and yelling helped me to continue. After this round, this feeling of pure light was inside my body. I believed it came through my hard work, even though it was probably the aftermath of an adrenaline hit. I realized then that if I wanted to feel that sense of reward again, I had to work harder for the things that I wanted. Boxing became my safe space for a long time until the pandemic hit. The world shut down, and I felt socially isolated. If that wasn't enough, many families, including mine, were financially impacted by the pandemic. Thankfully, in partnership with Second Harvest, the emergency food program at MJKO began in June of 2020. Most Saturdays, I volunteered from 10 to 4 p.m. alongside my coaches and friends I once boxed alongside. I enjoyed making deliveries to isolated seniors. I started working at MJKO when I was 16 years old. As a youth boxing coach, I was granted the opportunity to work with kids who were once in my shoes and learned a new dimension of boxing coaching. Fast forward to the fall of 2022, I am now the head coach of MJKO's Girls Only program, Let's Sweat, which focuses on using boxing to strengthen community capacity to support mental health and well-being. Okay, pretend you're a fly on the wall, okay? Just bear with me. Seeing is believing. The following photo and captions show youth participating in free activities, gaining an appreciation for physical fitness, inclusive communities, mindfulness, healthy eating, and volunteerism. For some, achieving a positive relationship, let's say even laughter, with the Toronto Police Force 14 Division through gym interaction, mentoring, and seeing they are the recipients of needed equipment support. Others are gaining employment skills. And then there's a picture on page 29 of our annual report. Our campers had an amazing time exploring Toronto and its communities every Thursday, thanks to our shared space with our friends from the Seniors Bingo. We were especially grateful to the Toronto police officers, Blaze and Mark, for their organizing a tour of the Mounted Unit, 14 Division, the Toronto Fire Station, and a trip to the horse capades. Your efforts in making our campers feel special did not go unnoticed. Thank you so much. All right, on page 31 of the annual report, you'll see a glimpse into the summer camp of 2022, and there are 9 photos there just to give you an idea of what's going on. Having a sense of safety and access to resources for enhancing our physical and mental well-being can boost our self-esteem and confidence. Equipping young individuals with the abilities and knowledge to overcome obstacles, a positive and confident mindset can instill hope and optimism. Now, there's a picture on page 34. You see a young boxer there with his arms up. Yay. we do have a competitive side that pushes character to a higher level. MJKO's team of competitors and coaches enter the Niagara Falls Convention Center on Saturday, September the 24th. Bilky and Shamir are about to start their competitive athletic journeys. Katula is continuing his after a long hiatus. Bilky started out joining MJKO after school's program in grade 6. Katula also found MJKO as an after-school program. Shamir came from a different school, but joined an after-school program again from grade 6. That is where they started. You heard Bilky's story a few minutes ago. Katula is a fantastic leader, whether helping youth or completing a multitude of tasks as required. Shamir was employed to help with the 2022 Youth Summer Camp. Najmeh is both a coach and an athlete from Iran. In Iran, violence against women continues to escalate with each passing day. This conflict interfered with her ability to sleep and eat, but she still showed up bravely to support the MJKO athletes. Although it was her first time in the corner of a competitive boxing match, she was forced and aided, she was focused and aided Miranda and Ibrahim with everything they needed to ensure their athletes' safety. What makes this first so unique for her is that boxing for women in Iran is banned. She was arrested for training at a boxing club back home. Entering the ring as a female coach during this troubling time for Iranian women was iconic and a sign of solidarity for her sisters back home. When asked about her experience, she said, "I want to thank Miranda and Ibrahim again for giving me this opportunity to grow and learn doing what I've always loved, boxing. And now I'm growing with you." Another page photo is found on page 8. You're going to see a bunch of young people there and some of the leaders. Since 2017, MJKO has been able to provide summer jobs to local youth facing employment barriers through the Youth Employment and Skills Strategy funding from the federal government. If you have questions as to why youth come to MJKO, we can answer that question. We gathered through multiple focus groups and interviews 2 crucial factors that help keep students engaged in our programs. First, the inclusive and supportive environment of the MJKO space, which includes free equipment use, snacks, which are more than snacks actually, but snacks, and access to experienced certified coaches. Secondly, the MJKO volunteers and paid staff who offer consistent support to all participants and inspire youth to give back as volunteers, as community champions in the community. Finances. We pride ourselves on being financially responsible by limiting our fundraising efforts to once a year. Thank you for supporting Giving Tuesday. We keep our costs low by using email to raise funds instead of costly events or professional fundraising companies. We want to extend our gratitude to each person who joined our movement and donated to MJKO. I use the word person. There are wonderful people from foundations and variety of different local companies that help us to keep the doors open, to help those young people. Our full audit and documentation is found on our website using this QR code. Now I'm going to hold this up for you again. Now this is for after the fact. I'll hold it here just for a few seconds for you. We're into 19 minutes, 21 seconds if you're looking for it in the future. And that will take you right to our official audit if you're that kind of person who want to read it. Now I have 2 graphs here. Both are found on page 45, and in a way I hope you have your split screen, but if you don't, I'll just tell you what they are. One is the revenue side, and our income, we had 9% for pay for delivery, 9% from government grants, 45% from corporate donors, 35% came from individual donors. In-kind donations, 1.5%, and other income, that's like merchandise sales. We do sell gloves on occasion, and we have some t-shirts and things like that. When people want to buy them, we do sell them, and that brought in 1%. On the expense side, 89% goes to 89% goes to charitable programs, things that the kids are exposed to and do and have great times with, and 11% is of administration. Now, one category may be on your mind if you've been following us over the years. Our administration costs increased compared to last year. Now, we had a problem recruiting staff. That forced us to change our MJKO community food distribution program. This reduction negatively impacted our in-kind stakeholder-supported income stream. To make it clear, our income was less because we didn't get these wonderful donations to support the food program from Second Harvest. And the reason we didn't get it is we didn't have people around that could give it out. So anyway, our administration cost went up to 11%, but administration costs really did not go up. But the percentage did. And number 7, saying goodbye to our beloved furry greeter. And my gosh, I didn't jot down the page number. That is so sad. He is in the report, and he's easy to find. And I'll read it. Pets have a unique way of touching our lives and creating a sense of belonging and joy. Evander, that's the little guy, brought comfort and happiness to those around him. Sharing stories and memories is a healing process and a way to honor his 13-year contribution to the family called MJKO. He was around before MJKO was actually MJKO. It's when Miranda was doing things down on the harbor front, getting her feet wet, learning how to see that she can really help young people grow. We want to extend our most profound appreciation to all those who have supported our mission and placed their trust in us. Our partners, families, supporters, volunteers, and donors have all played a crucial role making this an impressive year. All of you helped MJKO to be a light in the darkness. I hope everyone is proud of their role in our community champions journey. Thank you for a wonderful year. Goodbye.